Hello everyone, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. Welcome to the channel, which is all about the narcissistic personality disorder, to give you more understanding of who you might be dealing with, how to handle them or go no contact, and ways to recover from narcissistic abuse. This video is about the human need for contribution and the human need for that in a global pandemic, and how to handle yourself around a narcissist if you are in isolation or in lockdown with them. Now, it's Tony Robbins who does most about the 6 human needs and the meanings behind them. A quick recap, if you haven't seen the other videos, is we do all need things like water, food, air and shelter, and these are our fundamental human needs. The 6 human needs are more for our emotional development, our mental health. There is free tests online to discover what order your human needs run in, because if we can find something that fulfills our top 2 human needs, we do become happier. And during this time, if you're in lockdown for a few weeks, trying to find the ones and things that you can do within the home that fulfill those needs will help you through. The human needs do drive us to do the things that we do on a subconscious level. And a quick recap of these, again, if you haven't seen the other videos, is contribution, growth, certainty, uncertainty, significance, and love and connection. We all have a need to contribute. We all have a desire to help others, to share great things that have happened within our lives, to chat to people when we get good news or something good has happened. A lot of us might not want to share for wanting to remain humble, but also wanting to share with people in the hope that it makes those smile and makes those happy too. It's about that connection, to connect and talk with loved ones, or people share negative things that once happened to us if it ended up in a positive way, in order to help others and let others see that they can also get there, that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes when we are living in uncertainty, devastation and heartbreaking times, when life just seems so unfair, it is easy for our minds to focus on those negatives and not so easy to find those positives, those things to be grateful for, or those opportunities that are around us. It takes a great deal of determination to keep our minds on those things we need to focus on when there's a lot of negative or heartbreak around us, especially when times are so uncertain. When we help vulnerable people out with their shopping, yes, we've helped and we didn't have to, yet we feel good for doing so. There are so many ways to contribute to others to fill our need for contribution, from washing someone's clothes to making them a meal, helping with finances, providing any kind of help or service to someone other than ourselves is contributing beyond ourselves. Whether we get paid in cash or whether we get paid in self-gratification, when we share good experiences with others, it becomes greater than what it is for just ourselves. And we don't do these things, we don't help people out on a level of we're helping them out because we know it's making us feel good. We help people out because we want to help people out. With the COVID-19, some people are carrying on as normal, not understanding that bars, restaurants, pubs, clubs and schools haven't been shut for a laugh. So they can all mingle at the park or at the seaside and carry on with the day, spreading it around. And this is causing a lot of people to get annoyed or angry at them and focus on those people that aren't listening. But you cannot explain it to these people. If they wanted to listen, they would. Unfortunately, we need to be listening to the rules, but at the moment they still have that right to make a choice of what they want to do and how they want to live their life. They most likely are living in anxiety without even knowing it, yet one that's causing them to act negatively and irresponsibly. They're trying to fill their needs up, yet doing so in a negative way. They are certain that they are going out, they feel significant, that they're not going to be told what to do, and also feel connected as they're meeting others. So it's in uncertain times, it's fulfilling their human needs, not realising in a negative way for them and those around them. So try not to get too hung up on other people's actions at these moments in time, and try to just focus on yours. We are not responsible for how other people are behaving. We are only responsible for ourselves, and governments will step in and sort those out that are acting recklessly. People don't understand that there is an invisible deadly virus that will be enjoying their reckless behaviour, and governments will step in and lock us down. They asked, and if people defied, governments then take further action to protect our doctors, nurses and other healthcare professionals from becoming too overwhelmed, so that they have the opportunity to save as many people as they can. Those who are staying in might feel bad, as they might feel they're not contributing and feel selfish for staying inside. Those in this category are contributing significantly by no longer mixing and staying well out of the way, so that our health services and those trying to save lives don't become any more overwhelmed than they already are. So those who are staying in and feel like they are not doing enough, you are doing more than enough. However you handle this, that is only your way. And if we all play our role, whatever that role is for us, we will come back from this with a better understanding of our beliefs, our values and our morals. Now, whenever we do something that meets 3 of our human needs, either by going out in some way, by staying in, by a job that we do, anything we do, if we are feeling or acting or behaving in a certain way that meets 3 of our human needs, we can become addicted positively, negatively or neutrally. So those people that are going out are in some ways meeting their human needs in a negative way. Those that are staying in might feel that in a negative way, but they're meeting them in a positive way because they are helping people. When it comes to a relationship with a narcissist, we become highly addicted to a narcissistic person, as subconsciously they fill so many of our needs. As these needs can be met, negative, neutrally or positively, at the start of the relationship with all the idolization or the love bombing, and the same with the parent. When they are treating us so right, it is often met positive. Then when they are ignoring us, the silent treatments, it's met negatively. And when it's just floating along without any sort of growth in the relationship, but no real negativity in the relationship, it is met neutrally. When it comes to contribution, if the narcissist in our lives is our boss, we fill our role and our needs by contributing to the workplace and to society. When it's our parents, we feel we owe them for raising us, even though they abused us mentally or physically or both. When a parent is abusing a child, often the child doesn't stop loving the parent. They stop loving themselves. They are left full of uncertainty and self-doubt, often doing all they can to please others, to feel loved. A narcissistic partner will believe we believe we are contributing towards them. We believe that cooking teas, washing clothes, giving them credit cards, buying cars, putting a roof over their heads, helping them out. We are contributing, and yes, in a normal relationship, whatever normal is, where it's give and take 50-50, sometimes it might be 80-20, depending who's in need at that time. This is healthy and it's good. But when it's a narcissistic relationship, when all they are doing is taking, it is detrimental to our mental health. Most narcissists never truly meet their need for contribution, as they are only ever willing to give in order to receive something. So they are always looking for more and never satisfied or happy deep within themselves. Those not on the disorder will often give without realising they're receiving, even when it's only receiving the gift of feeling good within themselves. There are tests online to discover your top 2 human needs to help you through these times. Once you break free, and in current times, if you start to consciously fill these needs up in other areas of your life, it will help you break the addiction to the narcissist and reduce stress levels, as your mind will be focused on achieving the right things for you. And wherever you are, if you are still in that relationship, if you are still in that home, if you have just left, if you've been left for 6 months, there's nothing wrong in these times, and starting to look at things that you enjoy doing for you and learning these new things for you. And there's no time like the present, like starting today. If you're in isolation or lockdown with a narcissist and with emotions running high, anxieties flaring up, we can also be quicker to lose our own patience or burst into tears or start judging those that are doing things that we wouldn't do. As narcissistic people believe it's all about them, and part of their disorder is a trait of entitlement, so it can be even more difficult to keep hold of our patience and keep a hold of our emotions when they are coming at you. With things like just asking why, or telling you that you should be keeping the children quiet, that you should be making their food, it should be ready, and it should be exactly how they want it, exactly when they want it. They might have plenty of opinions, as most people have opinions, and we are entitled to opinions, but they will have plenty of opinions on how the world should be run, as part of their disorder is arrogance. We can all have opinions at this time, yet as a narcissist feels entitled and preoccupied with power and control, some can take theirs to the extreme. Narcissists often believe that the rules don't apply to them. Don't try to explain to them why they should be washing their hands, which is something that we should all do anyway, or why they should be staying in until their isolation period is over. Just do your best to protect yourself and your loved ones. Remember, their behaviour is not because of you, it's because of their disorder. If they are on the spectrum, educating yourself on the disorder, if you haven't already, would be helpful to you. When they are chipping away at you, when they are putting you down or invalidating what you are doing, even what you are wearing because they are bored, if you really need to, responses such as, "I like what I'm wearing, I'm sorry that you don't." Your perspectives are very interesting, especially when what they think about the current situation isn't what you think. And we're allowed to think different things and not agree with each other. It's what makes the world go round in some ways. But we have to agree to disagree, which a narcissist does not want to do. They want you to agree with them. So other things like, yes, that's true. Even if it isn't, it's all about keeping the peace at the moment. You don't need to argue your point. They'll not agree with you. They'll not agree to disagree. They'll not agree to compromise unless you agree with them. And they'll not compromise unless you give in to them. When they are fed up, they'll do all they can to provoke an argument. Remember, you don't have to take part in every argument you're invited to. Okay, if that's how you feel, I understand how you feel. Things like that. Things like, I understand how you feel. You're letting them know you acknowledge how they feel and you understand they think that way without agreeing with them if you think differently. When they come at you with things like, it's your fault or you wouldn't survive this without me, just smile and agree. It's not easy giving these people the acknowledgement and the attention they don't always deserve. However, if it makes your life less stressful, it's worth a try in current times. Remember, their behaviour is not your fault. We are only responsible for our own behaviours. If they are gaslighting you, as most of them do, keep a diary. Talk to others in online support groups to get advice, to vent, to get tips, and use the ones that you think will help you. Leave the advice that doesn't help you. People's advice, just because it doesn't work for you, doesn't always mean it's negative advice. Remember, emotions are running on a high right now with the majority of the people in the world. So implement the advice that does help you and try not to take too many things to heart. Not everybody does, but with everything that's happening, some people can do. Look after yourself. Try to pamper yourself, whatever that is to you. Lifting weights in the home, having a soak in the bath, relaxing any way you can find. Sit and read that book that you've been wanting to read. Today, think about 3 things that you can be grateful for. 3 things you see that are good within this world, that's happening, that's good within this world. And 3 things you'd like to and can do with your imagination in your own home. Whether that's reaching out to people, whether that's decorating your own home, whether that's starting some Facebook Lives to help other people, starting a community group to help people, seeing if elderly neighbours want something, staying out of the way so that you don't infect other people. Whatever that is, personally for you, play the role that suits you in these current times. Stay safe, most importantly. Stay safe, keep yourself safe. If anyone has any advice for those that are living or in isolation or lockdown with a narcissist in current times, please add that into the comments, because we all need everybody's help and support in these kinds of situations. I shall add a video in the description, on pattern interrupt, because that might actually help you when the narcissist is coming at you and coming at you and coming at you. Although pattern interrupt is about if you've left, if you can adapt it to the current situation. So when they're coming at you about something, if you can try and think about something else, or if you're watching something on the news that's bringing you down, try and find something that lifts your spirits back up, that helps you find the good things to pick your emotional well-being back up. And the video on Did the Narcissist Love Me? Because that, if you haven't seen that explains all about love and connection and the human needs. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.